Feels good coming back from a break. We're gonna get straight into this. Let's go. What's up YouTube? Kyron back up in here with another video, and today we have a semi-long awaited, as I love to title things, video. It is how to style varsity jackets / where to buy them. I feel like I've been seeing varsity jackets everywhere. They've definitely been something since a child that I've liked. I guess when you grow up, you kind of see like those childhood movies with like the jocks and like the epitome of high school and like collegiate style. All of these things are very nostalgic and they're embedded into our minds. And I feel like a lot of people that are into style kind of take things that are nostalgic to them and integrate them ever so seamlessly into their own personal style. And one of those things for me was varsity jackets. I never really took advantage of anything like sports worthy in high school or anything like that. I personally feel like I should probably go back to my high school, ask them to make one for me, or I should probably just make one on my own just to have it for memories. But I do like having that association of like school merch and having it last with you and like being passed down to generations, or just like wearing your heart on your sleeve, your school on your sleeve, whatever that may be. Anyway, all that jazz out of the way. My appreciation for varsity jackets runs long. It runs very long. So I've accumulated a couple of them. I have about 4 of them for you guys. I'm going to tell you guys where I got them, get into a little breakdown of an outfit for each one of them, and just go about it that way. And all of the links for everything will be in the description below as always. Hopefully I'll be able to tell you guys a bit as to how and why I styled it in such way, and then also sizing, etc. Sit back, relax, enjoy this video. Let's get straight into it. The way I broke this video down is it's comprised of 2 newer style jackets and 2 vintage style jackets, so you guys could pick or take whatever you feel like works the best for you, because obviously some of them are not going to be available for sale because the newer style jackets might be sold out or they haven't been available for a couple of years now. And then also the vintage ones are pretty much like one of ones unless you find the exact same jacket, which you would be lucky to, obviously, because that's not too often that would happen. Exactly. We're gonna get into it. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get into the video. Oh wow, I can't believe I forgot the candle. Alrighty. Okay, vibe is back. We good. Let's get into the video now. Now we good. So the first varsity that I have is the cream Birds of a Feather varsity from Atelier New Regime varsity jacket. No leather on this one at all, but this jacket is actually from 2016. This is probably one of the earlier pieces that I received from New Regime from when I started getting acquainted with the brand. Shout out to the creative director Koku. I've had a close relationship with him for a long time, and I really appreciate everything that he does for the brand. He does a great job. I always get compliments on this when it peeks out on the rack. I guess it is kind of like a poppy piece because it has this cream color against a majority of this black and earth tones that are going on around here. So when this sleeve peeks out, a lot of people always seem to kind of appreciate it for what it is. So I figured I'd give it some more attention. It just has a lot of these chenille patches all over the side with the A&R, a whole bunch of the patches on the front here. It might be a little loud for some people, but I personally find since it's cream and the only main accent color is orange, it's pretty wearable if you want to tone it down. But most of the time what I do with this is I go all out. I kind of go crazy with this jacket because it is so loud, but I totally understand if you want to tone it down. I kind of went the opposite with this outfit. But yeah, as for where you could get a jacket of your own similar to this, they don't make it anymore, unfortunately. But on the topic of newer style jackets, I feel like a good dupe of that is something that we've been seeing a whole lot more of. If you guys are on your Explorer page, I'm sure you've seen it as well. The Stussy and Comme des Garçons collaboration jacket. It was a collab for the anniversary, I believe, and they did one for each like popping store. I think they did one for New York, Paris, etc. If you guys were lucky enough to get that, definitely go check that out. If not, check them out on Grailed. I'm sure they go for like about $1,000. If that's something in your price range, definitely go check them out. Pretty wearable piece, all blacked out. So if you can't find that one, you could probably go for that one or something of the caliber of that. Just look for like modern brands that have a varsity offering. That was just the first one to pop to my mind. And yeah, that's about it for what you could do to get something similar to that. As far as the styling, this is what I ended up doing for this jacket. So starting at the top, I actually decided to go with something that was a little out of my comfort zone. I always was talking on the channel about featuring scarves. I never was the biggest scarf guy, but in the winter, I feel like they're a really good accessory to incorporate with outfits, obviously, because it gets cold out there and you don't always want to bring out your ballistic winter attire all the time. But the scarf kind of saves you from that because it just covers the whole face. You could have a nice fit and then you could just kind of keep cozy on the upper part. My face and my hands are the first things to get cold, and also my feet, so scarf was perfect. Then I did a double jacket layer action for the torso. Did the Saintwoods fleece jacket. This is from their most recent collection. One of the best pieces they've ever made. I love this jacket. This outfit was actually on my story and a lot of people seem to love it, so I decided to remake it and just add the varsity on top of it, because when I wore this outfit it was actually really cold that day, and I decided that it actually did need 2 layers of jackets, because when I was out in just the fleece it was definitely not enough, even with the scarf and all that. So 2 jackets would definitely keep me warm for this scenario, and then beneath that I had a heat tech just to keep me even more cozy. As an accessory I had the Telfar tote bag. Beautiful bag. I've been getting a lot of wear out of this. Fits my laptop and all my daily necessities. Definitely a Chiron-esque bag. You see the yellow, you already know what's going on when it comes to that. And continuing further, upon the bottom we have my Carhartt Realtree camo pants. Everyone asks me about what pants these are every time I wear them. They're hard to come by. When I got them they were in the middle of nowhere in Ontario when I was going on my way up to Toronto. Like I said, you can't really find the exact same colorway on Amazon and all that because they became super popular out of nowhere within the past couple of years, but hopefully I will put alternative in the description below so that you guys can check it out for yourself. And to wrap it all off, we have the Salomon XT6s in the all white colorway. I haven't gotten much wear out of these as much as I thought I would, but for this outfit it was perfect because they kind of have a rainbow effect going down the middle of colors. They have like every color in the rainbow pretty much down the little strip, and it ties in the yellow and the blue even though it's an all white sneaker. So I could kind of go funky with all my colors on everywhere, and then it kind of makes sense even though everything is just all over the place. So yeah, that's what I thought when cooking up this fit. All right, so on to this next one. This is a pretty simple and plain one. I feel like a lot of people love this one as well whenever I pull it out. This is my red varsity, just a vintage varsity jacket with no patches. I find this very hard to come by, especially just because it's something that's so wearable once it's minimal like this. No patches or anything, no random person's name, no huge collegiate letter on the chest, none of that. Just simple plain white and red, very wearable, in my size. And I got this off season, so I recommend a lot of people to try and do that as well when they're shopping for leather jackets or varsity jackets. At that, check your local curated vintage boutiques. It's very helpful to do so because you're supporting the people closest to you. If you don't have that luxury, then definitely go and check out some of the other ones online. I'll feature one of them later on in this video, but if you don't have that privilege as well, or you don't have the time to do that, the simple way to do it is just to go on Grailed, type in varsity jacket. You'll see a whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of vintage ones at that. That's the best way I could kind of tell you guys to go about looking for them. Even eBay if you want to dig a little deeper, but yeah, that's the best way to go about it in my personal opinion. I got super lucky. I paid like half price for that jacket. I was like, oh my god, I don't even know what I was second guessing getting that because it was like in the middle of the summer. It was super hot and I was like, do I want to lug this big ass jacket all the way back home? The inside of Chiron's head was like, yes, you do need this jacket, and now it's one of my favorites. So I'm so happy that I talked myself into getting that because it's definitely probably one of my favorite pieces in my entire collection, and that's not gassing it like at all. Getting into the styling portion for this, I kept it very simple. I went for a very college jock type of look, I guess. So for this outfit, I actually just paired it up very simple. You could obviously add some layering if you wanted to keep it cozy for the winter time. So on the upper, of course, we have the red and white leather varsity jacket. Simple, plain, very college-esque, suits in with the whole theme of these varsity jackets, of course. And then we tied in some of the colors with the cheaper by the dozen vintage tee. I got this in Toronto a while back, super cheap. I think it was like 10 bucks, but people love this t-shirt as well. Really great fading and fit on this one. and I wear it often, definitely very often. Moving further down, we have the vintage Levi's that I kind of altered myself. They had a lot of fringing and stuff on the bottom, so I kind of trimmed away the fat, if you will. They had a lot of strands and stuff, so I just cut it, made it a little bit cleaner, but I cut half of the raw hem, if that makes sense, so you kind of see some of that crackling as a detailing as the bottom. And then also I added a little slit on the inseam about 2 inches up on each side, just so that they could fall on boots and sneakers a little bit better, because these are a 550 cut of Levi's, and if you guys know, that's not particularly my favorite fitting Levi's, just because the thighs are a little bit too big and my thighs are already too big, so they kind of like do this weird fish like shape on me, and I don't love that. But by adding that, it kind of allows it to open up near the bottom portion of your leg, so it kind of balances out everything. It makes it look like a straight leg and falls on shoes perfectly. And as you guys know, we need the pants to hit the shoe like glue. We all know that's the recipe, of course. So it goes and falls ever so perfectly on the Bottega Venetta Lug boots. These have been something that have been in my rotation. Of course, you guys have been hearing me rant and rave about these boots for a couple of videos now, so I'm sure you guys have been exhausted of me talking my talk about these shoes, so or boots rather. So I'm gonna just go over that, but I feel like the proportions were great about this, and all of the colors were tied in, the light with the light, the dark with the dark. Can't say anything bad about this at all. On to another local branded type of varsity. We have the Malice Studios varsity jacket. This has been something that I haven't had a chance to show on the channel yet, just because I don't know, I felt like this was an appropriate video to keep it in, because obviously it is a varsity jacket. This is from their new collection called Dreamland. It's inspired by the graphic designer Nick's hometown in Japan. There was this small town where he's from in Japan that had a theme park, and it was torn down, very similar to like Astro World type of theme, where there was a theme park, it wasn't doing too well, they shut it down, and now it kind of sucks, like they don't have the best theme park because there's not a lot of tourism in Japan, etc. So they just decided to pay homage to the whole theme park scenario. So they have like a bunch of references to like the Scarves coaster, which was one of the rides, etc. But I just felt like it was a great theme, really cool. And then obviously this this varsity jacket is just badass in general, so we'll go over all the details, because the other ones don't have too many details, well, besides the New Regime one obviously, but this one just has some crazy ones. So we have the chenille patches, the Mickey on the front, very 3D, lots of dimension to that. The Dreamland logo right here in the middle, and then the back is pretty crazy. We have a squished Mickey right there, on the verge of death. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, Malice Studios. And the cool detail about this is that there's like a reverse, well, not a reverse calf, but like the whole hide on the back, like you could feel the hair type of thing, but it's in the imagery of a star, which is really cool. On the other Malice varsity jacket that I have, which is right here, you can actually see the full hide on the star, which is cool. It's not the blacked out one. But yeah, Malice, when it comes to varsity jackets, they definitely kill it. Oh yeah, I forgot about this detail. They have this stud segment on the pockets just to like give the pockets a little highlight. But yeah, I got that in a size XL. I just felt like I like those varsity jackets to be better, a little bit more oversized, because I like to layer chunkier hoodies with those varsities. Based on the first one that I had, it was just like a better match made when it came to that. Also forgot to mention that Megs and I were actually the people that did the styling for the Dreamland collection, and it came out really sick. A lot of the footage is actually in Megs's recent vlog, so I'll have that in the link in the description box below if you guys want to check that out. It's from her most recent vlog video, so if you want to check it out, definitely go check it out if you want some like insider perspective on how that whole shoot came about. I feel like it was really sick, and it was a cool opportunity to do some styling with Megs, because we haven't really worked together before, so that was our first time, and it came out really, really cool. So I was excited about that project, and it came out sick. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. When it came to the Malice jackets, I kind of keep it just like toned down, blacked out, very incognito. And yeah, So we'll get into the styling portion. I feel like I did this very justice. Let's get into it. Okay, so for the styling bit, let's start off with the top. The top, I actually went for a JJJjound black hoodie. I love this because it's a bit on the smaller side, so it's good for proportional breakdown and just emphasizing your waistline a little bit. I normally tuck in the hoodie cuff where the waistline is, just to accentuate where my waist is, because when I wear the pants that I'm going to mention soon, you kind of need to do that because of how long they are, and just the proportion breakdown is very essential for this type of outfit. So let's continue on. Obviously, we have the varsity jacket itself, the Malice one. Link will be in the description box below as well. Further down, we have the Owens Mastodon sweatpants, super baggy and just dramatic as hell. I have to roll them because obviously I'm not 6'6". I'm not one of the monsters from Space Jam, so I obviously can't fit them fresh out of the box. Unfortunately, I don't have legs for days like that, but these pants make you look like you have legs for days, which is cool. So if you hike them up, do one roll, and wear the shoes that I'm going to talk about, then they just do amazing things for your legs. So I love these pants for that, and they just look great for an all black outfit with all of the details that everything has. It kind of just doesn't look that simple and plain. There's actually a lot of effort into it if you give it the kind eye. So yeah, also forgot to mention that with the Malice outfit, I decided to tie in the studs on the pocket along with the studs on my Prada bag that I haven't been I haven't gotten a big chance to wear as of recent. I don't know what happened. I feel like maybe I used and abused that bag a little too much. I should have had a rotation of like 2 to 3 bags, so I didn't have that happen. But I still love this bag so much. I don't think I'm ready to let it go just yet, but I felt like it was perfect for this outfit. Studs with the studs, it was a no-brainer to me. Maybe a little too matchy for some of you, but for me, it was perfect. And further down, we have the Bottega Veneta Puddle boots. I haven't touched on these, and I probably will in a bit more detail soon in an upcoming video, of course. Probably a pickups video this month, of course, so stay tuned to that very soon. It'll be coming up shortly, so look forward to that. Just a great pair of boots. They add a little bit of height if you love that, and if you like baggier silhouettes, they're a match made in heaven. So definitely love this outfit, one of my favorites. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so for the final jacket, we have something that makes it a bit more easy for you guys to shop varsity jackets, so we'll just get straight into it. This was sent to me by the beautiful folks over at Unsound Rags. This is a vintage varsity jacket that is what I believe started off as white and green, but the dye from the green just kind of masked over all of the sleeves over time and kind of just gives it this like pistachio color, which is really cool. The cut on this jacket is beautiful just because it's kind of slimmer than the rest of the style of varsity jackets that I have, so I could kind of dress it up a lot more. And I have done that in the summertime. When it went into summer nights, I kind of like really loved this jacket for that when we were going to restaurants and everything like that once those were open. But sad boy times, your boy is locked up because it's lockdown season. So this just gives me fond memories of going to restaurants and enjoying my time out in the summer. But yeah, love everything about this jacket. It was kind of like an inside joke that it says Drake basketball, obviously because I'm Canadian, and the whole Drake pun, I just felt it was pretty funny. It doesn't say OVO, it's Drake basketball, you know what I mean? So pretty cool jacket, definitely old. The smell is there and it's probably going to be there forever, so I'm definitely going to have to buy a couple more fragrances to try and mask the smell of this jacket, but I feel like it just adds character to it. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the chain stitch effect on the typography here on the chest. But yeah, beautiful jacket, love it, love it, love it. Definitely one of my favorites, and that goes into me talking about how you could get one of your own vintage varsity jackets, because there's so many of these vintage IG selling accounts on the internet these days. So Unsound Rags is definitely one of my favorites. Of course, Fernando and the whole team over there, Ty, Francis, all of them, They're killing it. They're doing a great job. So shout out to the whole team over there. Make sure to go support them. But if you want more options, obviously the tool on Instagram, there's this little arrow, okay? There's a little arrow next to when you're following Unsigned Rags. You press that, it's gonna show you a whole bunch of like other accounts that are pretty similar or in the realm of what that account would be. So if you're doing that, then you could see other ones and then just go down the rabbit hole, see if you find other ones that catch your eye as to what you're looking for. So just do that. You'll find other ones, because I always list certain ones, but then I don't know. I just feel like it's better for you guys to do your own research. I've mentioned a couple in the past, so I feel like this is probably the best option for you guys to do your own research and figure it out for your damn self. As for the styling, I kind of was on the fence about this one, so I decided to just go for it. I feel like you guys would be the best judgment of it. So you guys tell me if the added little detail that I added was needed or not needed. I felt like I could have done it with or without, so I just did it. Anyway, so I went with the varsity jacket, of course, the green. Since it was a color, I didn't want to do too much color, but also I felt like I could do something a little funky. So I decided to go with a white vintage single stitch t-shirt, paper thin, beautiful. Then I was like, this is too simple. I could do this any day of the week. What can I add to make it a little bit more detailed and give the effect, you know what I mean? So I did that, but then I added the Anderssonbell sweater vest, and I felt like that was a great touch. Proportionally, it could have been a little shorter, but I actually do like the length that it sits at. I find it kind of rounds off my waist area, so it kind of makes it a bit more seamless. After that, I added the plissé pants. Love these pants. I feel like I haven't gotten as much wear out of them as possible because I haven't had the proper footwear. I feel like every time I put these on, they kind of just never fell on the shoes the way I like them to, until I got these shoes that I love so much. These are the jjjjound 992s by Justin Saunders. Of course, you guys know he killed this release. It was super hard to come by. I had to pay resale, and you guys, I had to touch these. You guys knew I was gonna touch these. Eventually, it was just only a matter of time. I missed it in the summertime because I was busy working and just doing stuff for the channel, doing stuff for IG content, etc. And I missed the drop, but we got them here first, and you guys will see them in further detail in the haul that I have planned later this month. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well. But yeah, these pants fall beautifully on those jjjounds. So now I'll definitely be wearing those pants a lot more often. I feel like it's the perfect silhouette for those shoes and pants combo. It's just amazing. So you guys let me know how I did in the comments below. That being said, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Sorry for talking your guys' ears off. I felt like it was great to have a styling bit as well as where you guys could get it, because a lot of people seem to ask me where you could get varsity jackets, and obviously there's the vintage side, but there's also the brand new side, and I felt like I could just touch on all the different little sub brackets that I could, along with just giving you guys some like details as to how I would piece things together. Obviously I put stuff on my Instagram, so if you guys would like to see that, go follow me on there. GOTSWEIGE is where you can keep up to date with me more frequently. I post fit pics, this and that, so that's what you can check out on there. But when they're not on there, obviously I wanted to do something here a little bit more detailed so you guys could get a better understanding as to how I would put things together. So yeah, that's about it. Appreciate you guys sticking by the channel once again. My name is Kyron. I said the IG plug, of course. Make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Put some gas in the Benz, bitches going. Put some tents in the bag.